Yeah. Okay, good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday, June 5th, and it's the great Mattsby and Tesla Tracker coming at you.
Hello,
How's it going,
hello.
Tracker?
It's going really well. I'm excited. It's been a fun couple weeks. It's been a fun. I mean, May was awesome, and June is looking awesomer. Yeah. So let's get started. We got some Teslas running lower. I think it might hit my 305 target. VIX is curling back up. Lots of other things are running higher. Palantir may be heading for resistance. Lots of things to cover today. So let's get started.
Yeah, let's get started. And yeah, we see Stefan, Got a Coffee, Rumblebilly, Bitfarms, Bank Road of My Family, Nino. Hello, everybody.
Good morning,
And with the SPY, we're going to take a look at week over week. Week over week, there's really no change. It is trying to go make a higher high from before. So that is a good development from the previous weeks. So I'll be watching that really. That's the previous high that was set a couple weeks ago back at 595.54. I'll be watching that because if we make a higher high, that'll be actually a really good development for a break of structure to the upside for a continuation. So stay above that number I just said, and it'll be good. But if not, it'll just be still in the same range as before. And QQQ also is breaking above its previous levels too. Maybe staying above 526.48 would be a good development for another higher high candle close. And also, I have this black line that I drew yesterday for it, and I think that's really just a big zone where a lot of wicks went through before, right? So I think closing kind of candles above that 528 would be even better, or maybe 526 would be even better because it was basically a big consolidation zone for a while before the big drop. So getting above that, I think, would be a good development for the continuation towards all-time highs. And IWM, you can see that it's kind of flat. I mean, they're all kind of flat pre-market, but it's getting above the baseline still, 208, and we got some room to go if it can actually close above all this resistance tomorrow. So stay above 206.56. That is the weekly baseline. Then, yeah, 213, 215, or even the bottom of the cloud, 216 could be the next resistance target for IWM. And Bitcoin did nothing overnight, and then suddenly 30 minutes ago, it decided to make some moves. And on my weekly chart, the moves mean nothing because it's still back at my green level, right? Nothing is really changing on this chart. It is the exact same that it has been basically for the past couple of weeks. Same range, same zone where your support is current price down to the 103 zone, and your resistance is still up here at the 110. So is it going to go down and liquidate more people? Only time will tell, but I think this chart is still setting up for a previous resistance, flipping to a support for the inevitable continuation higher.
All right. Let's see. I guess I'll start with let's do Tesla next.
Yeah.
So here's Tesla on my weekly chart, and I've gotten rid of the higher. So let's just focus on this 5-wave setup where it goes to 509, back to 361, 748, 101, and then 1135. But it looks like we might be. I've got early triangle possibilities. Might be kind of stuck in this triangle. We belong. That belongs right there. No, it's not. What happened to this triangle? Anyway, I'm sorry, something got bumped around. But yeah, it looks like. Let me get back where I had it. It looks like they're trying to get us 2 ways from Sunday. Matt and I were just talking about how Tesla loves to crush people's hopes and dreams with the price action.
It really does.
So it's these 2 points down here kind of define a support trend right now. And so if we head to that support trend, it could strike here about 272, which is crazy, but it could happen. Let's see. My former mentor, why am I blanking? Anyway, over at Elliott Wave Trader, not Garrett, Zach. Zach was saying he thought this could go down to like 305 and then up to 350 and then down to like 260, 264. And now I'm starting to believe that could be happening. So I feel like they're just trying to take everyone's robotaxi hopes and for a big June, July high, and they're going to squish it down. But they're also not going to let people with the puts have their puts expire in the money either. So a triangle is perfect for this. It just keeps making lower highs and higher lows, and so nobody gets a payoff either way. I don't know. That's just what I'm kind of looking at with Tesla right now. And here in early morning, that's my TSLL chart. Here's my closer Tesla chart. And I wrote this yesterday when it was starting to just dip out of the time that my little Darvas box here, and it did. And then overnight, it is now below the Darvas box. So this is that price gap everyone's been looking at. It takes us down to close the gap. It's like 307.20. I think it wants to go. I would like to see a perfect touch of 305.52, and that is the 23.6 fib extension off of this whole chart right here. So to the, let's see, from the 101.81 bottom to the all-time high of 488.54 to the 214.25 bottom, the 23, like we kind of got to the 382, and this would take us back to the 236. Now, the really cool thing is it's possible. I'm sorry, this is taking longer than I meant to, but it's possible this could go 382, 236. Then it takes us to the 1236. Ooh, hey, I'm at this point. 1236, then back to the 764, and then to the 2236, which a lot of charts are doing in 2025. So, I mean, that could be a wild, and this is the kind of move that I wanted to see in Tesla all along. It looks like an ABC that corrects up to like some brand new price. So this might be my new thing. If we can get a perfect touch of 305.52, I might be saying, I think it's going to go to 692 next. Anyway, that's all I got just for you on Tesla today. It does look like it is. I think it's going to go to 305.52 next, or it'll stop short and then go back up to like almost 350 again, and then fall over. Everything's kind of crazy. Tesla, hopes and dreams.
Yeah. So, especially if you trade options with Tesla, you're playing with fire, right? Because you're allowing time to dictate your profits or not, and that's exactly why I never play options, because I rather just live a stress-free life.
Yeah, just buy it
But
low and hang on to it. If you bought it at 214,
yeah,
you're good. Keep it there.
yeah,
Don't sell those
yeah.
214 ones.
So my
Okay.
chart for Tesla here, I'm just focusing on my linear GAN the most and the linear fibs the most because it's actually playing out the best. So 347 clearly was a huge rejection. The wick above the orange level of the GAN, that was all predicted on the show many times. I'm like, yeah, it's probably going to get rejected. And on my last Friday weekly update, I mentioned that who cares what Elon says? Well, I don't really say that, but I just said it's probably going to go down. It's probably going to go down to at least 321. And guess what? We're here right now. Right.
Yeah.
And there is a gap right down there at 307, which I think is possible. And the reason why is you put on the Bollinger Band, it is the 20-week average basis, right? So that 307.78 is exactly that basis. So that is the gap fill right there. And breaking out and back testing the 20-week and more fibs below makes perfect sense to me. So I am looking at that specifically. And could it wick even deeper down to the 295? Sure, why not? Just retest every fib. That's fine. But this is what Tesla does, right? Tesla gets you all excited. Oh, it's going to break. It's going to break. And just all last week, you saw it stay above like 360, like the whole week, basically. And then they just sent it lower the last minutes, right? The last day of trading. And it does it all the time. So this is why I always recommend caution at resistance. Don't get excited when like, oh, it's going to break. It's going to break. It's going to break. No, we need confirmation. And we never got that. So because never got confirmation, now I still think lower before higher. And I think 307, 306 would be a perfect target. Like, who cares if it wicks down to 295 because nobody can pick an exact bottom. But this is just something beautiful for breakout back test and a trend reversal, right? Was something that was below the 20-week moving average for a while, is now above it, is now above all these important fibs as well. And when you look at even the Ichimoku cloud too, you can see that it's still just maintaining the cloud, and going back down there would touch the bottom of the cloud and be able to stay inside the cloud and then go higher as well. So this is just a good setup for going higher, but more pain first, I think, before we reap the rewards.
Mhm. Let's see. I need to put a fib on Z here. What do you think about gold, Matt? Is there any
Well,
sign of stopping?
let's go take a look at this gold stuff here, GLD. So here's my thought process on gold on the monthly chart. Boom, it's right here. What they're doing is distributing, it looks like, right? They send it up in the early days of the month to get people more bullish, and then later on in the month they send it down. Like they did that last 2 months in a row. They sent it up high, sent it down, sent it up high, sent it down. It really feels like distribution to me. This really feels like a strong, powerful resistance right now. I know people are euphoric, and that's usually the case when it's at resistance. I mean, I even got some responses in the comments saying it's going to go parabolic. I mean, it's going to go? No, it already did go parabolic. So if you want to buy here, this is exactly how people buy altcoins too, by the way. After they see a move like this, like, oh, I'm going to buy right now because it's going down. This. Uh-oh.
I lost you for a second there.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, by the time people are saying that they want to buy it, it's like at resistance usually.
Yeah. But the same thing happens with altcoins too in crypto. Like it makes a parabolic move, and then like, oh no, it's going to go parabolic and continue to go higher. I mean, that's usually the wrong mentality. Can it go higher? Can this actually become a support? Sure, but how is your risk reward here? It's a lot worse here than it was down here, right? So this chasing something like this just does not make sense to me. This has no confirmation of being a support, because these are monthly candles and the month just started. So let it go up. Let it go up to what, 20 or 3,400, maybe even 3,500. Let it go there, right? But I think they'll just create wicks and close it back below the 33, 35. And when that keeps on happening, then there'll be one big bearish engulfing candle. This is what I think. And then it'll go lower. So I'm not convinced about gold doing anything bullish right now, because it's just teasing like it wants to break out, but it's not really.
All right, let's see. I got Core Z here. Turn my order block detector. Oh, there they are. Core Z is like right at a decision point. I was conservatively saying it could go to this 382, then back to the 236. It still looks like it could do that if it wants to test back down to the 8-hour moving average 75 before going higher. Looking back, this whole move from the 261 low to 1899, we're at the 618 right now, so that could be resistance. But eventually, it's gonna get up into this zone between the 70.2 and the 100% to break out. That's where this red box is. So I don't know. Well, if it goes into the box, I think the 618 at 1632, or even all the way to the 764, and then back to the 382 would look really good. That's tough. I would say just Core Z. I've got a marker right here at 1307. I'll put another one at 1339. If it goes over 1339, then it's going higher. Otherwise, it's probably going to come back to test 1007 next. That's where Core Z is right now. Either way, like if you got in right now because you're FOMOing, the worst damage it would go down 21% before then going up 108%. Or you could wait and see if it goes down to a 1007, and then it'll go up 161% to the 1.236. If I'm wrong, and it goes to 764, then it goes up another 45% from here. So it's just I can't tell you which way it's going to go from here, but it looks kind of topped. So maybe it goes back to 1007 next. That would be the ideal situation from here. Rocket Lab and EOSE. EOSE went deeper than I was planning on it to go. I was looking for it went right here between the 764 and 618, so I didn't know if it was going to go to the 382 or the 236. I conservatively said I think it's going to the 236, and it just kept going. And it went just under the 11.4. That 11.4 is at $3.76. It went to 370. 369 was the lowest one. And now we were back above the 11.4. So I think this is going to hold at 376. This is a great time, I think, to buy USE, because once it regains its footing over the 236 of the 382, The next target higher is the 1236 or the 1382. So 1052 or 40. Let's see, for prices right now, that is 173% higher to the 123.6, or about 196% higher to the 1382 at 1140. So EOS is a buy, I would say. And if you want to
Yeah.
stop,
Also,
put your stop. Oh, I was just saying, put your stop somewhere around 357. Wait, Matt.
no, I just wanted to add that 376 is also the 50-week moving average too. So there's confluence of that support.
Ooh, that's nice. That's
Yeah,
super
and
cool.
I think it's the first back test since the breakout back in August or back in July of 2024. It never really touched the 50-week moving average until this week. So that's
Yep,
actually a
here it is.
really positive development, right?
It's this big, thick blue line right here, and it just wicked through it a little bit, and we're back above it again.
Yeah. Yeah, it didn't touch it in April. It almost touched it in April, but it didn't. And this is the
Oh
first
yeah,
touch
April
since
7th.
2024. Yeah, it's the first
He's right.
touch.
Look, you
So
get
this
real
is
close,
actually
and it's a little space there.
So EOS actually doesn't look bad anymore. 376. I mean, there is the 200 week at 340 below it just in case, but no matter what I'm seeing, it's a breakout back test. So I love the back test of the breakouts. That's what I do with the broke backs, you know.
Back. I can't quit you, broke back. All right, let's keep moving. There's a lot of requests here. I was going to do Rocket Lab real quick. I think that chart's all done up. Yeah, Rocket Lab probably got front run. I was expecting the 618 at 32.26, and it's sold off right here after 30.83. So my support target is still 2110. So look for 2110. Look, here's that weekly moving average coming up. If it hits that sooner, it might not go to 2010. If this intercepts it like right around here, maybe 2288 is as low as it goes. I'm gonna put another alert right there, somewhere around this weekly each conversion line maybe. So there you go. Rocket Lab could be a buy. 2110 was my target, but maybe it gets front run again around 23-ish dollars. And then after that, it goes into the heart of the third wave, the best part of the third wave. From where it is right now, it's 85% higher. From that baseline on the weekly, it's 108% higher. This conversion line, 120% higher. Yeah, it looks good. Looks good from here.
Very nice. I got
Eat good.
ATKR. Yeah,
At
ATKR. I
core.
do have some. Yeah, I have some inverse fibs here, or no, not inverse fibs. Sorry, some fib extensions here that I've been paying attention to, and these fib extensions they are from basically COVID, just from COVID, right? Just the high and low from
Mhm.
COVID, and actually they're working out pretty well right now. So this is holding as an important support, the 63.46. So that's really what I'm watching for. ATKR just stabilize on top of that 63.46 and then build a base, and then I think it'll be able to continue towards the 71, maybe the $77 zone above, but it's just really stuck in a range right now. It can't really get more bullish until this 77 gets flipped to a support and flip back to a support, because this was a big support zone and then you had a bearish engulfing candle. So to reclaim that would be a bullish scenario, but to not reclaim that would just be more range bound, and then there would be more of a risk to possibly lose this support and even go back to the lower levels again. So I think it's kind of crucial to maintain that 63.46 for stability in order to go higher.
I've got a big old ABC on it that I just think it's gonna 57% higher to the A wave at 105.33, drops back to 84.15, and then 107% higher from where price is now to the 618 retrace at $140, about 139.57. So it's not like the super exciting ones, and this might take a while too to do it. So it's not my cup of tea. But if you're in it for the long run, you're going to be fine. Beamwave
Yeah.
B. If you guys can give us tickers for these things.
Yeah. Ticker symbols would be best, especially with the dollar sign, so we don't get it confused. Like when somebody types an OMG, like, oh my God, and we type an OMG. Oh my God.
I see Beamwave looks like it's at resistance here. I could just do a quick Mattsby special from here to here. It's like it almost went to the 1618 fib extension. So it's at resistance. It's going to have to do an ABC down. Maybe something like from this top that's already come down off of back to this bottom, move everything to the right. And we get $1.17, $1.37, and then if it stays bullish, it goes to $1. Or maybe a regular correction would take it to 84 cents. So $1 or 84 cents is where you want to buy this back. That's all I got for that.
All right, I got SMCI and Lemonade on deck here.
Okay.
So as my SMCI chart, it's kind of breaking or trying to break resistance of the 50-week moving average, of the baseline, of the cloud, of the 100. So, this is a big resistance zone that it has to power through. So is it going to break through the first try? Well, the first try was actually back here in May. So now it's the second, third, fourth try to break above it. So if it cannot get above it, then we might need to go back down to the conversion line 3770 to retest that, perhaps a little bit lower again. But I think if it just stays in this current zone, just give it enough time, it'll just enter the cloud horizontally and then finally be able to go higher. So even SMCI is looking better and better, but you know me, I'm never really bullish at resistance. I need confirmation it wants to break above before I get more excited. So if it were to go down to 37, if it were to go back and retest the blue arc again, 32, then that would get interesting for me. But right now, it needs to prove it wants to get more bullish, and right now it's just not proving that at all to me. So be a little bit cautious here until it can break. So Lemonade, LMND, this is a good looking chart. And the reason why it broke above my arc, right? Once it broke above that arc, it was kind of game on to go accelerate. And you can see arc resistance here. Boom, 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 boom. Big, right? It never closed a weekly candle above it. And then we got a gap up above it this week, came back to retest it, and then boom, it was off to the races. So good looking chart. And now it has the ability to even try to close above the cloud. And that's around $35. But we do have the baseline at 35.91, and it is pretty downward sloping. So it is above it right now, but tomorrow is that weekly candle close. So it's not a guarantee to close above it, but it's the steps in the right direction. So I think what I will be watching the most is trying to see if this, at least the bottom of this cloud now, can hold as a support, because it does extend quite a ways. And that's really around $34. So yeah, just build a base on top of 34. Then yeah, this is going to go higher. Then this is going to be 43.18, 44.01 is the next big resistance zone after that, which I think it will get there. And it's also above the 45-degree angle. So even if it does drop below the cloud and go back to the 45, this is perfectly healthy. And I think it's going to gradually continue higher.
All right. Thanks, Matt. I've got Similar Scientific, and I can do NBIS after that. Here's Similar Scientific. It doesn't have a lot on the weekly MCDX plus. Let's look at the 8-hour. Still a lot of retail activity in that. And I was looking for a 382.236. It didn't quite get to 382. It's really oscillating around the 23.6 is what it's doing. It went below the 11.4, and now it's trying to recover it. So I mean, eventually I see it regaining all the way up here. What did I have? I pulled there. Here we go. I had these extensions back this way. Let's just see if it can. Let's see if it eventually gets over the 236, turns into support, and can do a 618.236. Let's look for that. And 1236. Everything else stays the same. 1236, 764. It just takes longer to get there. So yeah. Yeah, just look for price to stabilize on top of the 43.90. Then after that, let's see if we can get above 52.76, and then I think it's going to go to 76. I'm sorry, 67.08 next, which would be from where price is right now.
Did you do Core Z?
I did do Core Z.
Okay,
Wait,
just making sure. I don't know.
Wait, now I can't remember.
Core Scientific. Because I think I skipped over that one.
Yeah, I did Core Z. Wait, it's so funny, the days just blend together. But I think at that resistance,
they all blend together.
I said it's either at resistance. If it can get a little higher, like maybe 1340 or higher, then maybe we'll go to the 618. But otherwise, it's going to get sent back to 1007. Ideally, 1007 will be a great place to buy it.
All right.
Thing. I was going to.
I got Robinhood ready to go here.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So my Robinhood chart, I made a post yesterday. I'm like, I'll give you guys a freebie. Here's again level I'm watching, $75, right? Right around there, and we can zoom in. Actually, it's around 74. Yeah. So this is basically at a resistance zone pre-market right now. And we can see the pattern of what happened the last few times. And the last few times, it just broke right through the blue level and also broke right through the orange level. So, I mean, is it going to repeat this pattern and just break right through it? But the pattern has always been, after it broke out, it always backtested. Breakout, always backtested at some point. So even if it does break out to the arc, it probably will backtest at some point. So, which makes me cautious, right? I think no matter what, if you're trading long term like me or holding long term like me, I don't really care if it gets rejected here and goes back down, because my target's going to be at least like 160 or even the 200s or higher, right? I think it's going to be that kind of a stock. But if you're trading in and out, then could be a good profit taking zone, really, at 74 or 75 bucks, because it could wick above and then head back lower. So I don't really trust it. And plus, yeah, the S&P inclusion, I think that's already priced in no matter what. Yeah, there is a risk of what if they don't get included, then oh my god, then they send it right back down to this katana down here, 51 bucks, right? But this is still a very bullish chart no matter what happens to it. But I am always cautious at resistance until there's some kind of confirmation. Right now we do not have it. Tomorrow is that weekly candle close, so there we are. It's at resistance pre-market, and I did warn yesterday with a post.
Very cool. I've got NBIS Nebius Group here. I think Nebius, here's my Fib extension, and it did a wave one of the 618, and it looks like it found support here. Maybe it'll go up to the 764. If it does do the 764, that's 46.93, then 32.47. I'm doing this on the fly, actually, now that I'm looking at the cell block order. Then 70.34 for the wave 3 top, which kind of matches up with the 786 here at 71.25. I was on the fence about these two, about this. So that has confluence for going to there. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, let's see if it can go higher. If it can get higher, about 18% higher to 46.93, then it sends back to 32.47, and from 32.47 to 70.34 is about 115% higher. So that's a nice wave 3. That's all I got about that. NUG.
Yeah,
is that a gold thing?
Yeah, Nugget, the miners.
Oh, this thing could be topped. It could be a tweezer top on the weekly right there.
Oh, plus that 2022 resistance too, same level. Yeah.
Yep, right there. He's right. I would look for a top. What else? Did you have another one you want to do right now?
Yeah, INDV. I was just going to take a look with that with just the Ichimoku. So I wanted to point out that it's actually getting more bullish, being above the 50-week moving average, being inside the cloud here. And the top of the cloud is at 1520s. The 100-week is at 1509. And can even add a little bit of a fib up here just to see what's going on. And there we are. It's basically almost hit resistance of the 1339, the 50%, which is a big halfway point between, to see if it can break back above. So if it can't get above that 1394, then it might need to come back down to the 382 below at 1198 to retest it before trying to get a little bit more bullish. So I think it's in a new range here, right? We haven't really been in this, or this stock hasn't really been in this range for a while, right? Because it was just a big W. What is that W for winning right there?
Yeah, W for winning. So it'll go up to that blue line, and then it'll wick down a little bit, and then it'll take off and break out over the blue line.
Yeah, so it's more bullish, but I think I want to see it above 1394 first to get a little bit more excited.
Let's see. I've got Big Bear AI. I've been tracking this one very closely. A big fan of the naval drones. And here you can see it did test back into my buy zone. I thought somewhere anywhere between 408 and 345, and actually kind of split the difference. Came to the 618. It's actually a retrace going up from a previous high back there. So went to 371, and now we're back above the buy zone. So you can still buy it because it's going to run, I think, 40% higher to 591 next. That's my next target, and it's possible it could extend to this 382 on the left, like as part of a 382, 236, 618 retracement. So 652 definitely possible. That would take Big Bear AI to 50, almost 54% higher. This is an exciting development because it was like in this buyback zone for a while, and all my subscribers were like, "Is it dead? Is it going to go anywhere?" I kind of bought at the top of the thing, then I DCA'd in, and now it's finally out of the box. So exciting! All right, Big Bear AI going higher. 591,
All right, I got
possibly 6.
all right. I
Go
got a
ahead.
couple here that I wanted to jump on before. Oh, it's already 9 o'clock too.
I know,
Uh,
it goes so fast.
so QMCO. So Andreas was saying they were waiting for it to go up, look like a quick money. Well, there's no such thing as quick money in the market. And actually, this has been in a downtrend since December of 2024. And we know this because we can just track this weekly conversion line and just see that it's always been underneath it. And it still is. Right. And every time it actually tries to break above some kind of moving average, the 100 week or the 50 week, it never can. And now it's even getting stuck below the 382 fib, 1208. So there was never any a reversal of this downtrend, right? There never was. And this is something that we got to pay attention to, because if this can't break above, then it's going to continue its downtrend, maybe even down to 632. So I'm not convinced this really wants to break out. And it has not proven to me that it wants to break out. So until we get a weekly candle close, I would say at least back above the 50-week moving average right here, 1374, then there's really no trend reversal at all. And it might just continue lower. So I'm watching all of this from 1208 up to 1374. I want that resistance to break. If it doesn't break, there's a risk of going back towards the 632. And just really quick for HIMS, there's really no change, right? Everybody's panicking about HIMS, but guess what? It just did the whole range this week. It went up to the 2.618. It went back through the 54.25. And week over week, this is basically the same range for the past month, right? Except for last week, it didn't go that high, but the whole month it's been doing this range. So I don't understand the panic. There's really nothing to see here. It's just trying to look. It looks like to me building a base, trying to go higher, right? A big breakout, big back test, and the baseline is down here at 48.48. And since HIMS is very high beta, that is possible too. But you know what? Being on top of the Ichimoku, being a chart that looks like this with the Ichimoku cloud and the fib extensions on linear scale, it looks like a beautiful chart, right? So just let the volatility be volatile, and I think the trend is still higher, and I still think it can get to this 3.618, 84, or even 98 above. So I'm not too worried about this chart. I think it's still a very nice chart, and it is really trying to hold the 2.272 linear scale 54.25 tracker.
All right, I want to show my HIMS chart too, and then I'll do this KDA. If you could let me know which exchange you want it on. I picked up the German exchange, or one of the German exchanges. HIMS, after topping out, I predicted 6801. It went to 6664, and then it went back for it again. And we did this right here on the show, like a few sessions ago or so. And I said, if it goes back up, I'm not going to chase it. Fucking chased it. When it broke over 66,
Whoa.
64, the previous high, if I'd been watching Matt's show, he called the top, and I bought it right here, and then I watched it drop like 25%. Or no, I bought it in HIMZ, right? So double the exposure, drop down here. It's like, no, it's going back to my original thesis, which was like, don't chase it because I think it's going to do 45.27, and it's still where it's going. 45.27 it went to almost a 764, and now it's going to go to the 382, or maybe almost the 382. So 45.27 is my ideal target, maybe a few cents higher, start to buy as it gets closer to there. And then your next move is the heart of the third wave, the best part. Will take us, really the best part is from here to about the wave 3 3, but all of 3, it takes us 92% higher from where price is right now, or 132% higher from ideally 45.27 to 104.78. And then I said I'd do KDA. This is KDANT. See, this on Germany, but there's also Canada. I'm just doing the first one on GetX. It's a great looking chart. Look at this, this 1-2 here. So let's see. It's hard to tell from the buy orders. Let me try the 8-hour chart. No. Well, this says a 382. So if we just do a conservative 382236, I need to bring all of it on the line here. Here we go. So yeah, so 33. I'm sorry. Yeah, 336 back to 300 to 547 back to 430, and then to the 236 up here at 4. That's my projection currently based off of this chart. You can take a screenshot of that if you want. KDA. That's it. That was always fun to do a stock I'd never seen before. It's 9:06. I guess we better wrap it up.
Yeah, I'll do. Actually, I'll just do one more because
Yes.
I wanted to just look at this Holo chart. I haven't seen it before, and look at this. They have 10x more Bitcoin treasury than current market cap, huh? Well, tell that to the chart. Tell that to the chart. Well, I can't recommend this. I can't even look at this. It just makes me want to run away and scream and hide. It's just a falling knife. Like any chance of this holding is just gambling, and I don't like to gamble. So this is a falling knife, and best to move elsewhere. But I will do one more actually. Snowflake, because Snowflake is the opposite. Is breaking levels. It actually broke above the 200 week, broke above the 382, broke above the orange level again, broke above the angle here, and it's going towards the next fib. So that's 217.49. This is the kind of chart that you want to see. You want to see the breakouts, but I don't chase the breakouts. If there was ever a back test of like an angle here, 196 or so, I think that could be the opportunity, because it looks like it's going to be running into massive resistance pretty soon. Also kind of a previous top over here as well. So yes, bullish chart once again, but be patient with this one, because I think it's just going to stay in this wedge for some time before really trying to go higher. So back test is where it's at. We don't have it yet, just the breakout. So patience with this one. And tracker, yeah, just if you want to take us out with one, that's fine.
I want to give you one more gimme here. It's the ONDS, Ondas Holdings. I've been trading this, been loving it. It's right here at the 100% fib extension. It's just got about 10% left to go to the 123.6 fib at $2.11. It's possible, looking back at the retracement, it could go to 236, which would give us another 10%, 12%. That would go to 22% higher. After that, I'm looking for it to drop back to the 178, or possibly, looking back here, the 382, 168. Probably doesn't need to do that. But if it does do the 123 point, what am I trying to do? Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it should be 221. Actually, I'm sorry. I'm changing my mind right now. 221 for the 1382 with 236 possible, and then it goes to the 100% fib. Yeah, I like that a lot better at $1.95. There we go. And then so the thing is, even if you don't buy it now, like get ready to buy. I guess you could buy it right now. Watch it go up and come back down again. A5 is going to top out. Here you. Let's just borrow this one. From our prices right now, it's going to go 45% higher to 279. Yeah, that's where I'm looking at. It's going next. So there you go. ONDS. I bought some calls and I bought some shares of this one. I'm liking this. There you go. Little messy. Sorry, but I just had to change it on the fly. All right. Good luck out there today, everybody. It's a Thursday. If you do have any options that close tomorrow, you better close them today. Don't wait till. If you're waiting till tomorrow to close your options, it might be too late. They've already got you. All right. Thanks, Matt.
Yeah.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you. See you guys. See you tomorrow.
Bye,
Bye, guys.